Page 182, Musetta's Waltz. A famous melody from an opera. So let's go through our process because we got notes going all over everywhere, so we just have to take it as it comes. Look it over, it's 2 pages long. The clef signs of treble and bass clef, at least to start. There's one flat in the key signature, so either we're in the key of F major or D minor. If we look at the end, it's hard to tell, but this right here, it's actually an F major chord. The last 2 measures, it's an F major chord. But do the scale and arpeggio for both F major and D minor. Yeah. And whether you're doing them 1 or 2 octaves, it's up to you. It depends on where you're at. If you're comfortable with those scales, you should be doing them 2 octaves. Same with the arpeggio. If you can do the arpeggio okay, then go 2 octaves. If not, just stick with 1 octave. And keep them slow. By all means, keep them slow. And 3/4 time signature, which makes sense, it's a waltz. Waltzes are generally in 3/4 time. Let's take it one hand at a time and make sure the fingering works out okay. Sometimes the fingering they're offering, that may not work. So we'll think what we can do. I like to try and figure things in a way that I can connect everything with the fingers if I can. Can't all the time, but I'll do the best we can. Right hand, you're starting here. 1, and then again, they want you here. I don't want to do that. I don't want to use thumb on both. No. This is the F chord, extended position. It's sort of what we're doing. Here, every note in that measure is part of this chord. So I could just finger it this way. So I could 2/5 here, and then the thumb's ready. So 1E and a 2E and a 3, and then here 2, and then reach down again. Now here you can go ahead and use 3 here, but normally I'd use 4 here. This is the second measure on the 16th notes. I would do a here, but I need 4th finger immediately up, so I'm going to use 3rd finger here. So that's what they're suggesting. Here. Don't forget the B flat, it's in the key signature. And then measure 4, just come up. This 3rd finger here. That's fine. So again, in measure 4, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, and it's tied. And during the rest you can come down. Now what I'm actually going to do in measure 7 is I'm going to use 2nd finger on the 2nd A. Here. This way my thumb is ready. Now there's nothing wrong with thumb on both. Because you have an 8th rest, you can come down. I just like to get ready for it, so I'm going to do 2, and then I'm ready. And then and again, measure 9, I just 2/5 here. I'm in this position. And we're doing it again. And then measure 12, go ahead and use thumb, it's okay. Now here, they want you to do this. 3, 2, 5. Now that's got to be just ugly. They're doing it because of the articulation. You're going to lift up here. They're going to lift. You lift up. I want to connect it with the fingers. Whether I lift up later or not, I don't care. I want to connect it with the fingers. So I'm going to do a 5, 3, 2, 1. Cross over. If you're doing the arpeggios, you got this down. Just cross over. Here. I can connect them all. And then in measure 13, go ahead and use 3. And that C is tied now. You don't play it twice. And the F is tied, so you held that down for 5 counts. And then measure 17, we do the whole mess all over again. Bottom of page 183, because the first 4 lines are the same as what you've done. So all of a sudden, it's about half as long as it looks, right? Measure 29. Let's go measure 28. You're here. 1 and again, same fingering. 3. And then here, they want you to hear. And the left hand plays that top note here. Well, I'll get the left hand in a minute. And then here, 2, scrunch up. And then reach up, 2, 5. That top note is an F. You need to know that note. You should memorize that note eventually. But again, it's just, we're not using the C. We don't have to use all the notes. Just reach up. That's all that is. Left hand, broken chord sort of. 1, 2, rest, then come out. Fourth finger's good. I'm sort of in this position. And then thumb comes up, then an F. The idea. Now measure 14, you're B flat, and then come down. Second finger's good here. That's fine. Connect them all. Again, if you're doing the arpeggios, this sort of movement should be pretty easy for you, I'm hoping. Let's go down to the bottom of page 29, where we're here. And the left hand plays that note up here, the high, high C. It's 2 ledger lines above treble clef, and then back down. Okay, now we put the hands together and see what happens. Now, first I'm going to hesitate. That's okay. I'm just trying to get the hands to work together. So I'm here. Make sure when you play the 8th, 16th notes, the left hand is resting. So it's. Measure 8. 1 and 2. Right hand comes up on 2. It's an 8th rest, and then and the left hand comes up when you play the A. 1 and 2 and. Let's go down to the bottom of page 83. You got to come up here. You got to come off of it in time to get up here. So. Just don't come off of it too soon. Don't play it like a staccato. Here. Now fermata, you hang on to that for whatever, and then come back down. Here. Now, and measure 30. See, the left hand's in the way. And the right hand needs to come up here. Well, you can use a different finger, right, for a moment, but make sure you put a thumb on that F. Whatever finger you use for the 8th notes, it's up to you, but put a thumb on the F here, because the left hand's here, and you don't really have room to get them here. So you can come up here. You can use 4, 5. I can put it here. It's up to you. If it doesn't bother you having the left hand here, because you got to get your right hand up here ready to go here while your left hand is still there. Here. If it doesn't bother you doing that, that's fine. So once I put the hands together, then I go back over it a few hundred times and slowly work out the hesitations. And then I think about the articulation, which here it's pretty connected. You're lifting up for the phrasing here. This is up, like taking a breath, that's fine. On measure, 12, you hear? You can lift up for that if you want. I'm just lifting it. So put in the articulation, and then we add the dynamics. P at the beginning is piano for soft. It applies to the melody, which is the right hand here. This is soft. Gentle. This, very soft in the background. Measure 8, you get a little hairpin and come up a little bit. Yep. You're still on the soft side, just sort of soft. The left hand is still very soft. Then measure 15, you get the hairpin to come back down. This dies away on its own, but the left hand needs to be. All the time I'm doing this in the left hand, the measures 15 and 16. All the time I'm doing that, I want to hear that. Don't drown it out. And this dies away, so you got to get softer. And moderately soft, measure 17, right hand. Measure 24, you get the hairpin. They're not real clear on what they want here. I suggest to measure 23, you come down to soft. And then his, soft, and go back up to moderately soft. Don't go up to moderately loud here. Don't get moderately loud until measure 30 when you're here. That note, that's really the note you're after. The moderately loud is there. And then you're down. This is moderately loud. And this under it. And soft at the end. The fermata, you just hang on to that for what feels right. If I play it with a metronome, I'd hold it down for 6 counts instead of 3. I just double the value. I'll show you something we can do with the pedal a little bit later. Speed, a slow wall. 1, 2, 3, 1. Don't drag it, but we don't want this. No, it's got to flow, and these 16th notes will slow it down. 1, 2, 3. Don't drag it, but that speed is fine. Now on measure 29, you get a slowly. They want you to play this slowly. So here you can almost drag it, but you're doing a bunch of eighth notes and things, so it's not quite so bad. So measure 28, you're still going. Here, milk that for everything it's worth, and then go on. So yeah, you just all of a sudden you slowed down. So it's instead of a 1, 2, 3, it's a 1, 2, 3, because it's part of interpreting the music. How much you slow down or how slow you play, that's interpretation. You feel it. Experiment with different speeds and see what you feels right, what sounds good to you. Or your teacher can tell you that's good too. Now they've added pedal, and that's fine. We like the overtones. We like to connect things. But we got to be careful because we can smear this up. Again, they're keeping the pedal fairly simple for you. But I don't like that because it produces yucky sounds, and you get used to hearing the yucky sounds, the bad sounds. I would prefer to make the pedal a little more complicated, less simple, and hear good sounds. So if I pedal it like they're showing, and again, this is going to be overlapping lag pedal, just like we've been doing. It's here. Put the notes down first and then the pedal. Okay, on top of page 17, you get the ped simile. That means just keep pedaling it the way you're doing. And what they're doing is they're changing with the harmony, basically each measure, whatever. If it sounds okay to you, that's fine. Go with that. I think it sounds terrible, just terrible. I want to hear these 16th notes clean, and I'd like to hear the rest in the left hand. So at the beginning, I'm only going to pedal the first 2 beats of the measure here. Right after I play the first 16th note, I'll let up. Measure 4. I don't want all that. So I'm either here. Actually, you kind of get an effect where just lift up on the 3rd beat. It's like it starts to smear and then you clean it out here. Measure 8, I don't pedal the 8th notes. When the left hand comes up for beat 3, pedal comes up. So forth. And I think that's how I would pedal it. Like on measure 12, 8th note, just lift up on the 3rd beat. And a measure 13, I don't pedal it at all. you can pedal it major 14 like they're saying. Now, major 15 and 16, I change it here on 16. We're dying away, we're soft draw. And when the right hand comes up, I lift the pedal there at the end on measure 16. We're dying away. That's by itself. You have to listen carefully to the pedal. Now measure 29 here. Because we're slowing down here, we have to be very careful. Here, I think I would lift the pedal with the phrasing in the right hand. On measure 29, lift it with, lift right there, and then, and that, you can leave the pedal down if you want. Here, I'll get all of that, or change the pedal on it. Here, leave that by itself if you want, and then go on. And at the end, the last measure, I would change pedal there. We're dying away. I'm going to lose all that other sound. If you don't like the sound that's coming out, adjust something, change something, or leave the pedal out or something. Again, that's a good reason to learn the piece without pedal first, so make sure your fingers are doing everything they need to. Now I'll show you a little trick here at the end. It's not really a trick, it's a technique. It's a fade out pedal thing where we're very soft in the last measure here. Very soft, it's dying away. I don't all of a sudden want to go nothing. It's like, whoa, that's an accent. It's like, whoa, what happened to the sound? We want it to die away into nothing. So what we do here at the end, we're here, we'll go ahead and lift the keys up, let the keys up, keep the foot on the pedal, pedals down, the keys are up, keep the hands on the keys as long as there's sound coming out, and gradually lift the pedal. That means the dampers gradually touch the strings and the sound gradually dies away. So it fades out. Here, you just lift the keys and then slowly lift the pedal and the sound should gradually die away. If you have an electronic keyboard, some do, some don't. If yours doesn't do that, you can't do that with the pedal, then use the volume control and gradually turn it down. It doesn't matter how you gradually get it to go away, but make it gradually go away. Not all of a sudden stop. Please don't copy me. You feel the music. You get into it. The natural accent, 1, 2, 3, 1. Exaggerate it if you have to, but it's important to feel that natural accent all the way through. Let's play it together very slowly. Now we're not performing it here. We're just checking notes and rhythms. So I'm not going to do the dynamics and I'm not going to do the pedal. You hear it better without the pedal. I'll give us 3 counts. We're going to go slow, although the 16th notes might go a little quick. Can't do much with that, but overall it's going to be slow. 1 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 3, hold, 2, 3,